Troops, we have made it to episode number 7. That's big because I've heard that like a lot of people don't make it to episode number 5, let alone 7. So we're going for what, like for I don't know. We're not even setting a limit. We just shooting for the stars, right? But hello, my Troopies! My voice is a little raspy today, but y'all gonna get everything that I got for episode number 7. And this is for you. This is for all of y'all, right? This is for the Myrons out there who like, Miss Lee, like, what's up, Miss C? I need to know. I need to be a breadwinner. Like, when the next video dropping? Here is the next video right here, right? Troops, I miss y'all. So I'm gonna start there. I miss y'all, and I apologize. I apologize because life has been life, and I allowed that to make me not be consistent. And so that puts me in the space to be like, what I'm gonna tell my troops. Like, I'm always talking to y'all, telling y'all to stay consistent, stay dedicated, don't allow life obstacles or curveballs to get in your way and things of that nature. And here I am, looking like I'm just laying down and not showing up for y'all. And I just wanted to remind y'all that no, this isn't that. Like I told y'all, as long as y'all rocking, I'm rolling, right? So this isn't that. It's just life has been life, and I'm sure it has been for you. So this is just that gentle reminder to keep going. Like, don't let up. Like, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to lay down for a second. It's okay to cry, to scream, to break something, whatever. Don't hurt nobody. We don't need to hurt nobody, but whatever you need to do in these moments to release, to pick up a healthy habit, to do some yoga, to go work out, to go run, to whatever pleases you, draw, like whatever you need to do to release in these moments. I need you to be doing that because it's that time of the year where we get down, we get depressed, we be getting in our feelings, and like mental health is real. And so we want to make sure that we're really thinking about ourselves. But when you are done with that, get back to it. Get back to it. Go run a play. You have to, because otherwise shit don't get done. And that's one thing about being a truebie and being true to who you are. You have to remember that you're going to get shit done regardless. You're not following a guide for no reason. You're not, watching these videos for no reason. You're not taking notes for no reason. You're not booking classes and sessions for no reason. You're not investing in yourself, even if it's not through me, for no reason. So make sure that you are staying dedicated and that you bounce back and you come back harder than you even started, right? So this is that gentle reminder to do that. So troops, I wanted to remember, I had a couple of people come up, throughout this time of me kind of being in my head and dealing with my family issues, right? And there's some things that I promised I would come on and talk about. And one of those things is like, how do I manage? Like, a lot of people kept saying like, so are you like a life coach, or you should be a life coach? Like, you always got the answer to something. And the truth is, it's like, I'm trying to figure it out just like y'all. What I'm good at is I'm like a resourceful person. I understand that I don't have the answers to everything. And what I don't have the answers to, though, somebody else out there do have the answers to. And so I can, whether I'm getting on Google, on YouTube, or asking the person that's in the room in a diner or walking up the street, then I'm going to get the answers that I'm looking for. I'm going to find the resources that I'm looking for. I'm good at putting puzzle pieces together. And that's what each individual has to be able to do. You have to be able to analyze. You have to be able to analyze your situation, figure out where it is that you are looking to go, and put your pieces together on getting there. And you can't be afraid to make the next move on there. And so that's pretty much the thing that I've found to be like one of the most important things to navigate through life or to meet my goal. So like when I'm talking about being true to the guy or meeting a goal or being strategic or planning or any of those things, it's really you being able to analyze your puzzle pieces in front of you and putting those puzzle pieces together. Another thing we discussed was things like, man, how do I manage my money? It's like, I'm not that wealthy. Well, I'm not going to speak that over myself because I know the power of I am. So I am wealthy. I am very wealthy, right? So what it is the question was, how do I manage my funds, the money that comes into my bank account, like my expenses, my profit loss, like how do I understand banking? And so I first want to get some context and really say that a lot of these questions were coming from high school students who are now stepping out of their teenage years and stepping into adulthood, right? So they're now having to start paying bills, or if they haven't already been paying bills, or, they're now getting bank accounts, or they're now ready to move out into an apartment, and they're trying to figure out, how do I navigate through the real world? How do I get from, being used to my mother or my instructor micromanaging me and telling me everything to do, to get into the point of saying, like, okay, I got this on my own and meeting my goals, right? And so one of those things that we discussed when we broke down was like the bank, or like a debit card, and the difference between the debit card and the credit card, and making sure that you understood credit and things of that nature. So, I'm not diving too much into credit because we have one of those videos up already. Make sure that you go and check out that episode. I think that was like our 3rd episode or something of that nature. But in honor of our 7th episode, I'm going to go ahead and break down like the basics of debit cards, credit cards, and your banking, right? And so for those students who were asking, the reason why you want let's start here. Let's go back a little bit. Everybody keep on saying, well, I'm not 18 yet, so I can't get a bank or a credit card or a debit card. This is not true. What you need is an authorized user. So whether it's your big sister or it's your mom, it needs to be someone you trust, because they will have access to your funds. That's for sure. And so within that, you need to have your authorized user. They're going to add you to their account. And so with that being said, you now will be able to either have a credit card or a debit card. Meaning that if you work a job, you can have your payroll deposited inside of your inside of your bank account, meaning that you can use that debit card to go and swipe, make purchases, pay your phone bill, make purchases online, go to the ATM machine, things of that nature. And the same thing for your credit card, you can go and access those funds as well. Now, again, we want to be responsible with our funds, whether it's our debit card or our credit card. And so we'll break that down as far as how to manage it in a later video. But that is the basics of knowing the difference between what it is and how they operate. A credit card is someone else's money. It's the bank giving you money. It's borrowed funds, meaning that they're saying, hey, I trust you with $500 or $50,000. And if you go and use a percentage of this with your personal credit card, you can only use up to 30%. And so it's like, I trust you to go and use 30% and manage this credit or manage this money that I'm giving you. And then you're going to pay it back to me in a timely manner. And I'm not going to charge you an interest I'm going to charge you an interest on it each day that you have it out past the date that you borrowed it, right? And then with your debit card, that's your money, meaning that if you went to work, you put that money inside of your account, or they deposit that money inside of your account, you're now spending your own money. So there are sometimes, like I bank with Huntington for one of my banks. And so with Huntington, they have like an overdraft protection. They have a $300 overdraft thing that you can do and things of that nature, but it's just a protection on your account. So if you go over that amount that you have in your account and it taps into that 300, at those points you'll have fees and you'll have to owe your bank and things of that nature. So that's why it's very important to manage your income and your outcome, meaning that how much money do I have coming in and what things do I need to spend it on? What is going out? So remember, we got a couple things going on right now. We know the difference between a credit card and a debit card. Our credit card is somebody else's money. Our debit card is our own money. So we want to manage both of them because there's different rules and regulations that goes around both of them, and they both can't accumulate fees with them. So another thing was asking like, well, how do I know or, which one to use or when to use it and things of that nature? Now, I'm still learning and navigating the credit card world myself, but I did sit down with my aunt over this time that I was out, right? And like, she's the credit card queen, right? And so she was explaining to me that she used her credit card for everything. She said, I use my credit card to buy a piece of gum. I use my credit card to pump my gas and anything else. Why? Because it accumulates points. It helps her build her credit up, and she's staying underneath her 30% usage. Now, my aunt is verified, stamped on it, like she can walk inside of a car lot or wherever she wants, a house or any of those things, and say what it is that she wants and receive those things. And so with that being said, I love receiving advice from individuals like that, because then I'm able to bring it back to my trubies, because y'all, we gonna get to that level too. Like, don't y'all want to swipe y'all credit card to buy a piece of gum, like just so that you can go and buy whatever luxurious item, or even if it's just a vacation, or whether it's time with your family. We talking about financial freedom here if you haven't caught on, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, like you can accumulate that. It's basically using other people's money to live the lifestyle that you want to live, right? But again, you have to remember to manage your debit card and your banking and your money that you have coming in from your business or your job or whatever it is that you're doing. Why? Because you still need your money. Because when you're using other people's money, this is a big one. We talked about this. I talked about this with my mentor, Meek, as well as Monique, out when we were out in Houston, right? And we talked about the difference of using other people's money and having your own money. People talk about other people's money all the time. And I'm about to be bouncing around here. I'm sorry, troops. But people talk about using other people's money all the time, but fail to have you guys realize that, yo, I have to pay that money back. Like, you have to still be able to manage that money. You have to know how much of it you're using and when it needs to be returned by. Because otherwise, that $100 camera that you bought, you might be spending $20,000 on by the time you're done with it, because you didn't manage your funds right? So that was the thing about other people's money. Understand that you do have to pay it back. And so that's the importance of understanding the difference between your credit card and your debit card and knowing what to do with those funds. Yeah, troops. Like, I just wanted you guys to also understand, like, where that money comes from, income, expenses, breaking down those things. Like, your balance sheet is pretty much what it is. Like, how do I balance my money or the things that I have going on in my life? And so that one thing that I really want you to remember is, if you don't have it coming in, then technically you can't have it going out. Oftentimes, what we like to do is, like, we shop with our eyes, or we be like, oh, I know that I'm going to make this money, or this, that, and the third. And we put ourselves in that position to, like, spend before we get it. And instead of doing that, like, you can manifest what you want. Like, you can say, like, no, that's my new home. That's my new car. That's my new camera. That's my new microphone. Like, I am purchasing that. You know, you can see yourself purchasing it, put it on your board, write your to-do list, put it in your goals, all of those different things. But then you make a plan for it. If I know that this camera costs $100, okay, well, how much money do I actually need to make? Okay, $100. All right. Well, when do I want to make that? I want to get this camera within 30 days. Okay, I divide that $100 by the 30 days that's there. Like, how much do I need to make per day in order to meet that $100? There's a whole formula through that. If you divide it by the 30 and then the 4 weeks that's in there, and then the 7 days, you can also find that formula inside of A Truby's Guide Part 2. The book is both ebook, digital, as well on Amazon Kindle, and pretty much any platform that you can think of. You can also walk inside of Barnes and Noble and grab it as well. But yeah, utilizing that formula will help you understand, if I have a goal or something that I'm looking to manifest, and this is the amount of money that I need for it, let me utilize my tools, my credit card, my debit card, my knowledge, the information that I have on how to utilize my money, how to make my money. And then you break that down. And so that way you're not feeling like, oh, dang, I can't afford that, because we don't speak that type of language to ourselves. You're not spending money before you get it. You're actually being true to the God by following a plan and collecting or utilizing your savings, or putting money to the side to actually purchase that thing that you want. And at that way, it's like we're taking that stress off of, I don't have money. I can't manage my life. I can't manage my bills. I can't manage this. I can't manage that. And that's another thing that I like to bring it full circle. That's really the thing that I've been learning throughout this time of being away, is really just our perspective. Like, perception, it really is reality. And so our perspective on a lot of things, whether it's our money, whether it's understanding the banking system, whether it's understanding like how we need to balance things, like, it's our perspective is oftentimes negative, or in this aspect of like, oh, I can't do, it's not mine, it's not capable, like, I'm not capable, and things of that nature. And it's like, we really have to change our perspective behind how we look at our relationship with everything, how we look at life, how we look at money, how we look at people, how we look at the circumstances we go through in life. It's like, life is not happening to us, it's like it's happening for us. It's like we're going through these things so that that we can learn and grow. And that's the thing. Like, as a Truvy, as a human, as an individual, you're going to be learning and growing every step of the way. And so you have to be comfortable and aware throughout that growth. Because if not, I swear to God, you will lose yourself. Like, I promise you, you will lose yourself. And you don't want to lose yourself. Whether you are that high school student that are watching, whether you are the parent of that high school student, like whether you are that entrepreneur, that 9-to-5 worker, it does not matter. Like, the thing about it is that if you do not find balance, if you do not change your perspective around how you are looking at the things that happen for you throughout life, throughout your journey, then you will lose yourself. And losing ourselves looks a lot of ways. Losing ourselves can look a whole lot of ways. And losing ourselves can look a whole lot of ways. And I'm just encouraging you, Truvies, to not lose yourself, to gain some balance, to create a balance sheet, not just for your bank account, not just for your money, but for your life, for the things that are happening to you. Like, we are approaching the end of the year. And as we approach the end of this episode, I want you guys to really take a moment and take inventory. I want you to take inventory of your life. I want you to take inventory of the things that happened to you this year, the things that weighed on your heart, the things that still you haven't got off your back, the thing, that knot that's still in your throat. I want you to take inventory of it. I want you to actually write it down. I want you to pull out your Truvy Sky workbook, and I want you to actually write it down. Write down the things that happened to you. Express how you feel about them. Express how you feel about them. And you're doing this to yourself. Like, express how you feel about them. And then we're going to go into our outcome. Like, we're going to go into our expenses. We're going to get rid of that, right? Whether you burn it, whether you rip it, whether you just acknowledge it, whether you start to change it, whether you create a new habit, whether you start to wake up at 4 a.m., 6 a.m., or 7 a.m. instead of sleeping till 2 p.m., whatever the small changes you need to start making, you're going to start making them right now. Like, we're not going to wait until the new year. We're not going to wait until the ball drop. We're not going to wait until any of those things. We're going to take inventory and create our balance sheets for everything that has happened to us, as well as our money as well. So that way we know realistically, how are we moving into the new year? How are we moving into January? How are we moving into February? Like, first quarter is slowly approaching, and I want to see everybody go out with a bang. So, Troops, I love you. Thank you for watching episode number 7. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Leave a review, leave feedback, shoot a bootlegger, whatever you need to do. Just let us know what you want to see in episode number 8. Let us know some topics you want to talk about in episode number 8. Let me know if you want to come onto the show, because we bring in interviews with episode number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, one of those. Like, let me know if you want to come on. But Troops, I thank you for continuing to rock with me. I thank you for, being gracious with me, and for supporting me along the way, for supporting my team, for supporting my producer, because as long as you watch me, then watch get paid too, right? So, like, we appreciate that a ton. Like, the kids aren't in here, but they appreciate you. We appreciate the love, the support, everyone who has sent out love, support to me, the Trubies who have shown up for me. The Trubies, y'all show up for me in person. Like, y'all show up for me in person. Y'all took photos. Y'all wrapped y'all arms around me. Y'all cried with me. Y'all cried with my family. And Troops, I will never, ever, 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 ever forget the impact that you all are making on me, and the impact that I am making on you. And I am just hoping to continue to rock with you. And stay tuned. I hope to see y'all on December 9th, right?